What is up, comic fam? This is it. This is the day that I've been waiting on for months and months and months. It is finally here. That's right. It's Tuesday. It's New DC Day. It is November 8th. A huge release day. Absolutely huge release day for DC Comics. There's so much to go over, so much to talk about, so much I'm excited about. And we're going to do all of that as well as do an amazing John Jang giveaway right after this. Let's go ahead and thank the channel sponsor, Big Time Collectibles. Huge, massively huge shout out to Big Time Collectibles. They are doing amazing stuff, especially associated with today. They are firm believers, and there are a lot of Superman fans out there, and they go above and beyond to bring some amazing products to those fans, as well as countless other things. But the Superman stuff is very relevant for today. You can follow them on social media anywhere. Check out their store at bigtimecollectibles.com. And if you need anything cleaner press, hit up our friend Justin over on Instagram. He can take care of you for as little as $10 a book, submit for you. And if you use the promo code WeAreLegion, you can get a discount with a buy two, get one free special offer is running for people that watch the channel. You can find the link to the channel sponsors as well as the Pop Static in the description to all of my videos. Good God, that is bright today. These windows are closed and the blinds, it seems super bright. Anyways, awesome day. Amazing stuff's dropping. Can't wait to talk about it. Let's say hey to some of the people that have already popped in the chat. We got Les Crucius up in the building. What is going on, my friend? Hooray. TM Nerdy is here. What is up? Hashtag We Are Legion. X11 Bravo. Good day to you, sir. We have, what is that? Hari29. Hello. Son of Bruce. Chris, what is happening? Another one of our brothers from the Great White North. We got Hefe up in the building. Headquake Jr. Oh my God, Hefe is here. Doesn't get to make too many lives. I'm super happy you can make it, my friend. I wish you were able to make it Thursday night to the premiere event. It would be great to have you there. All right. My stuff didn't leave the store today in a bag. It actually left in a box. So I'm excited to get into some of this stuff. I have had an opportunity to read some stuff on Tuesdays. I like to wake up early and try to dive into all the stuff digitally because I hate waiting till 10 o'clock when the shop opens. Plus, I'm normally awake long before the rest of my household is. But this morning, I just sat there and tried to catch up on some back issues. I'm still behind on a lot of stuff from being busy with Finn's birthday and the C3 event and everything, which is all luxury problems. I have a lot of comics I get to read. But today, I did get to read a couple books after they released. I've read Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths that dropped. I read the Superman 30th Anniversary Special. And I read the new Golden Age so far. All three of them were absolute blasts. 100% worth the pickup. Pop's Attic, what is going on, big guy? Kyle's in the building. Wheelchair Superhero 87. Happy DC Day to you. We are Legion. Jeremy Mace, what is going on? I'll meet you Friday for stuff to give me LOL. Yeah, if you win, I'll be happy to hand deliver it. I would love to save on shipping whenever possible. That's one thing that people don't think about too often. I spend a killer amount of money every month on shipping. Oh my gosh. Stacks of books. I think I left one in the other room. I'm going to have to go grab it before this is all over. All right, so let's get into some of this. We'll go ahead and start kicking off with, there we go. What is going on, Sam? Mr. Beckerman, happy DC Day, everyone. It is the bestest of DC days that we've had in a long time. There's been nonstop good ones, but this one has just got me all the way excited. I'm going to have to try to organize some of these. Those go over there. Those go over there. This goes over here, over there, over there, over there, and over here. There we go. All right, so we'll go through the list here real quick. Too, I need to grab that one book from when I was reading it. So I'm going to let y'all get a clip of John Romita while we do that.
And you're welcome to come use one of the 8 easels we have set up for creating art here at the show for consideration for our art auctions on Saturday for our major auction at 8 p.m. at the Westin Ballroom. And the smaller auctions we'll have here on the convention floor on Sunday starting at noon.
That's a flash from the past.
Perfect time killer. Had to grab that. That's definitely relevant. It was so I don't know if Chris, the comic vet, posted a Two Cool Guys, Two Hot Picks video this week where him and I both give our top pick for the week going in blind and tell you why we're excited about it and why you should consider picking it up. But my book for that was the new JSA kickoff book, The Golden Age. And if y'all haven't checked out the comic vet, be sure to do that. He's rapidly approaching that magic 1,000 subscriber milestone. So let's help to push to get him there if you haven't already. Jerry Lee made it. This is one of my Tuesday LCS buddies right here. Me, Alan, and Jerry always hit the shop right at open every week. Always a good time. Dale was up in the building. What is up, everybody? We are Legion, Dale. We most definitely are. Need that overhead shot. Which one is that? The overhead shot. My all the way excited is mark at 35% excited. Yeah. Roscoe is in the building. What is going on? Superman over Namor. I'm excited for Namor. God, they're doing everything that they can to try to make comic book fans not excited for Namor. But I'm hoping that they do a good job with the pops. I'm hoping they do. They've only changed every single thing about him possible. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope you're having a super day, the superest of days. The superest of days. I hope you are too, Roscoe. We got the comic book report. Hey, what is happening? Thanks again for watching the store while I ran to UPS this morning. Dude, it's my pleasure. It took me back to the days of my first job. My first job ever was at my LCS at a different location than the one that they're at right now. So when the owner got there this morning and I watched the store while I ran to UPS, it just took me back to the old days. It was great. What is going on, Trev, the shipping guru? It's great to see all these channel members rolling in, throwing in those, what is it called? Exclusive emojis that you get for joining the channel. So, all right, so let's jump into some of these books. Let's start talking about them. Again, I got piles of them here. So we're going to kick off. We're going to kick off strong because today we had the return of a fantastic title that Image used to have that Jim Lee owned, that he came over to DC with all these characters, and they haven't been using them in a long time with the exception of Grifter. And then we saw Maul making a little guest cameo appearance in the most recent issue of Jeremy Adams' Flash run. But here we are proper with the return of Wildcats. It's going to be a limited series. I'm not sure how many it's going to be. There are some really cool variants for this one, as well as one of the foil embossed covers that they're doing. They did one for this as well, which I would have picked up in a heartbeat. But this haul today was already excessively large. So it's one of those ones, if it's still there when I go back, I'll probably pick one up. But I'm just going with the A cover on this. It's written by, I think his name is Matthew Rosenberg, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, but it's the guy who's helping Tynan the Fourth with the deceased stories, not deceased, DC versus vampire stories, which I'm super happy with those. So I'm happy to get some Wildcats again. Growing up, I didn't read Wildcats. I was kind of too young for it, but I did have all the toys. I watched the cartoon on USA Network. I'm more than familiar with the characters, so I'm excited to actually get to pick up a Wildcats #1 and dive into the characters like as an actual reader, a heavy reader of comics. So I'm hoping this will be a blast. I'm really, really excited for it. Not sure if anybody else out there remembers the Wildcats, or if they are big Wildcats fans, or remember the TV show even. It was short-lived it was on USA Network, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to need a lot of backer boards today. But the interior art looks awesome for it. It's nothing like exceptional. It's definitely modern style art. But I'm just hoping for a fun, action-packed book with this one. I don't want to spoil stuff, but I just want to give y'all an idea of what the interiors look like. They're clean. Super clean. Not too bad. Almost has like an anime slant to her. Was cooking breakfast. Just switched from cell to laptop. That's a late breakfast, my friend. Oh, you work nights though, don't you? I think I have an old Wildcats #1. It's probably beat up. Yeah, a lot of that stuff from those days you find is loved on. A lot of that 90s stuff is loved on. But, dude, a lot of that 90s stuff seems to be making a big comeback. It's not like it's crazy valuable or anything, but a lot of people are discovering those characters for the first time. And, I don't know, 90s stuff is just getting hot again. It definitely is. Grifter is okay. Yeah, Grifter's fun, man. I was always a fan of Maul. I don't know why. I think just because he was like the big, strong guy. I've always liked the big, strong guys. I like Hulk. I like the Thing. Big fan of Superman. I like Captain Marvel. I used to grow up, I like Captain Marvel so much more than Superman. They just got kind of goofy to me. I want to see what was in that desk in front of you. A lot. A lot. A lot. Yeah, we're about to go through all that stuff. Was off last night. Mystery Movie Money. That's right. That's right. What movie did they end up showing you? So next up, we've got Batman versus Robin, issue number 3 from Mark Waid. So for those that aren't following Mark Waid's World's Finest, you're missing out on some of the best storytelling, action, well-rounded, Dan Mora interior book that, I mean, it's probably my favorite monthly title at the moment coming from any publisher. And it's spawning brand new characters that are actually like big enough characters to last and stick around for a long time through the universe and have huge effects on the universe as a whole. And that first story arc, it runs you into this miniseries, which this is going to be the lead-in to the upcoming Lazarus Planet event, which isn't going to be like an event in the sense how Dark Crisis is or stuff like that. It's going to be like more of a bookend to this multi-story arc being told through separate titles. But these have been really cool. And as you can see from the cover, Damian is donning the costume that we first saw in Batman issue number 666. So that's actually pretty cool. He's possessed by the devil Nazar, and he's just waging war. And it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough so far. Definitely enjoying it. Let's see. DC is trying to make Grifter work, but there are too many characters like him already there. There's just random vigilante bad guys. Definitely a great cover. The movie was called Spirited, a new take on Christmas Carol starring Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds. It's apparently going to be on Apple TV. Nice. So that'll be one that I'll miss. I do not have Apple TV. It's like the one streaming thing that I don't have, which is a bummer because they had Asimov's The Foundation on there, and I really wanted to see that, but it is what it is. So next up, we have a series ending. It's a mini series. It was 3 issues. It's The Flash, The Fastest Man Alive, issue number 3 of 3. This is the movie prequel to the upcoming film next year with the infamous Ezra Miller. But this gets us from the Snyder Cut to that film. We kind of see the character growth of him getting used to the boots kind of thing, getting his new costume, figuring out how to even move and hit stuff without breaking himself, how to juggle his daily life of in the crime lab, as well as being the Flash. Had a couple of low-level villains come for him. So it looks like each issue has a different artist on it. The first issue was rough. That second issue was awesome. I haven't even cracked the pages of this one to look yet, but the cover art looks meh. Be honest with y'all, the interiors look meh too. Again, this is going to be one that you're getting just to get that story content if you're interested in that bridge between those two films being filled, which I definitely am. The DC films, for all their strengths and faults, I still enjoy them. Still have fun with them, except for like Wonder Woman 84. I mean, I still watch the first Suicide Squad movie. I see all the faults in it, but I still have a blast watching it. Absolute blast. I had all the Wildcat stuff in the early 90s and loved the Jim Lee design. Yeah, there's some really cool characters. And again, my biggest memory of them is from the toys. Like I remember having Warblade and being able to pop all the different hands off and change from the bladed fingers to the big knife hand and everything. And yeah, they were just cool. They were super cool. Next up, we're getting to the good stuff here. The stuff I'm excited about. Got switch it over here. So we'll go ahead and hit up Nice House on the Lake, issue number 11, the penultimate issue. We have a lot of stuff getting to the wrap-up point. And we saw in that last issue, everything hit the fan. We started getting some explanations of why and how everything is where it's at. This wicked, grotesque cover. Looks like organs and meat all around this person's face with Walter in the reflection. From the whole beginning of the series, I picked up the A and B covers on these. I was really excited for the series. I still absolutely love it. I hate that a lot of the excitement and hype has died down. Pretty much happens with every series, though. Like you get everybody in on issue 1, then it drops a little bit, then it drops some more and more. Then you just get like the smaller numbers toward the end that are actually staying for the story. It didn't help this one that they took that mid-series break for so long. That hiatus just takes the wind out of people's sails. You know, it doesn't really help anything. There's no way that helps numbers. I know sometimes it has to be done for the creative team to get caught up, but I don't know why people don't just like finish books before you start releasing them. You wouldn't have that problem. So I'll have a whole set of A covers and a whole set of B covers. I had that third print 1 in 25 for issue number 1 a while back, and I sent it off and got it graded, and it came back at 9.8. And I used it to just straight out trade for Spider-Man 2099 issue number 1. I love Spider-Man 2099 and wanted that 9.8 in my collection. I felt like that was a great trade. So yeah, both of those. Don't know how many people are still reading that series. It'd be awesome to still have as much excitement on it, people talking about it. It was such a big mystery about what was going on and how it was all playing out and what it all meant. Looking for hints and looking for little Easter eggs through it. I love stories like that. It's kind of like when people used to like the whole like water cooler conversation, like when you watch a TV show and everyone comes to work the next day trying to theorize what comes next. Like it had that whole energy around that series in the beginning, and I miss it. But boom. Oh, appreciate that. Yeah, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. Definitely consider hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already. Wish you would see the faults in Black Adam. I do. I've said it from jump. Doesn't mean it's not fun at all. What is going on? Nornrad82 is up in here. Remy Q Studios is in the building. How are you doing today, my friend? Next up, we have from Tom Taylor, Superman Son of Kal-El, issue 17, also the second to last issue. This is Kal-El Returns Part 4. So in the past few issues of both Action Comics and Superman Son of Kal-El, they've been doing a crossover story. Since Clark finished up the War World saga against Mongol, he's returned to Earth, and they're kind of just giving us this pretty decent story, which looks like the whole story's purpose is a setup for what comes after Action Comics 1050. Because this whole Kal-El Returns is just like a prelude to Action Comics 1050. They're taking that issue and making it kind of a special occasion issue, oversized. A lot of creators, tons of covers. There's actually a 1 in 1,050 ratio variant that they're doing for that series, which obviously no one but like Midtown Comics will get that. He was like a legit distribution point for DC and Lunar. House of L Comics is in the building. I know it's a good day for him as well. Like the loss? Guessing what happens next? Yeah. It was like how everyone just sat there and talked about loss and wondering what everyone's fate is, if they're even alive or dead. It's a lot like those conversations. And we got a $2 super chat from Remy the God. We are Legion, sir. I appreciate that. That money definitely goes back into the channel and to the channel members. I appreciate you guys. So on this one, this was the A cover. I pick up all the A covers for this series, but every now and then John Jang gets a direct cover from DC. A lot of times the John Jang variants at DC are the ratios, the 1 in 25s and stuff like that. But he does catch B covers every now and then, and he caught a glorious B cover for this. For that, man, that's just wicked awesome. So I've been looking forward to him getting a Superman cover for a long time. When I went to Dragon Con and got to meet him, I bought the Superman print from him because at the time this cover wasn't announced. But while we were in Atlanta at Dragon Con, they announced this cover. So he even said a long time ago that the character that he was really looking forward to getting to do one day was Superman, but it made him nervous because everyone has their own like idea of what Superman looks like. He's such an iconic character to everybody. He didn't want to mess it up, and he absolutely knocked this out of the park. I think it's even better that he's getting to put John and Clark on the cover together. And my wife said that his 10-pack looks awesome. So big kudos to that as well. So this, we'll be giving away one of these today because I picked up one for myself, one for the monthly channel members Legion loot box. That'll be going in that massive giveaway for the channel members. One to give away today. Yes, ma'am. And then I got two more that will end up getting given away at a later date on other people's streams or when I pop in places here and there. But gorgeous cover. And if you check out bigtimecollectibles.com, they did an exclusive for that book where it's a virgin foil variant of that, which I did order one as well. Absolutely love my shiny stuff, baby. If King Kong falls on you, it will hurt. He's super heavy.
I'm just touching him.
Yeah, but he might fall. He's not tied up or nothing. He just sits there. All right, next up, man, this book hit. This book slapped hard, and that was the second to last issue again, but this time for Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. This was the big battle issue. It was in the solicitation for it. I'm not going to spoil anything, but this is the big confrontation between everybody everywhere in the Justice League of America had to hope that they could get there in time, kind of thing. There was a moment in this book that was just so gratifying. Like it was, I'm definitely a fanboy for comic books, but I had to drop the book and put my hands on my head. I'm like, oh my God, like it was so awesome. So I hope that people are reading this one. It's definitely fun. I know it's an oddball event with the continuity layout and everything, and how they did this whole event that's set in a random time not too long ago, kind of thing, where like the stakes aren't as high when they do that, but the storytelling is still really fun. Williamson's proven that he can really manage this many characters in this size event. And the artist, Sampier, whoever he is just crushing it. The interiors are glorious. Absolutely beautiful. And next up, this was my blind pick of the week, going into the week. See, I'm going to need some Silver Age bags and borders for these. So this was the book that I sent Chris the video of. That was my pick for Two Cool Guys, Two Hot Picks. And I've been waiting on this since I've been on YouTube. I've been talking about the Justice Society of America and the lack of presence of them, and how excited I was when they pulled up at Doomsday Clock, how excited I was for the return of them like a year ago when they kicked off that Stargirl Spring Break special. Then it got shelved again, but then they announced this one, and they actually followed through. Jeff Johns is helming it, the man for the job, like the modern writing god of comic books, but the new Golden Age one-shot right here. This is the oversized issue that's kicking off the upcoming 2 miniseries. One will be Justice Society of America. The other one will be Stargirl and the Lost Children. So this series really got its first little kick at the end of Flashpoint Beyond that wrapped up last month. And we saw at the end with Rip Hunter and the Time Masters and the events of the book, there was 13 characters that we did not get to see, but we saw where they were being kept, were released from Hypertime. And it's looking like they were lost characters from the Golden Age, and we don't know how, why, or when they were lost and why no one necessarily remembers them. And it looks like a slew of sidekicks are going to be called the Lost Children. And the Stargirl is going to be attached to finding them, finding their place, whatever kind of thing. But there's this character called I'm not going to tell you, who's going around doing terrible, terrible things. And this kind of shows you where that character is moving through time from the beginning of the JSA all the way to the future to the 30th century. Way to tick. Way to tick. My man. For you. Fantastic. But this was a phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal read. If you are a fan of these characters at all, if you haven't had an opportunity to check out these characters, this is your time. Get in, and it's definitely Jeff Johns doing what he does best. He understands DC lore like very few people do. He knows how to just pull from the past to really embrace the present and aim for the future. And he doesn't miss his mark. He really nailed it. But I had to pick up that Todd Knock variant. He's doing a lot of the work for this series, but it's got those Golden Age characters on there. And then it features the first cover appearance of the Lost Children. So if any of these characters, if you're a spec person out there, and even even for DC, it only specs so much. You know what I mean? Like specking for DC at this point is hoping it retains cover price. You know what I mean? But we're here for the stories. We're here for the characters. But I wanted that one to get the Spectre on there and all them Golden Age characters. And I wanted to get a good look at the upcoming Lost Children. But I got one more variant for this one. Could not leave it on the shelf. That gorgeous Alan Scott cover, the best Green Lantern, my favorite Green Lantern. And he's not associated with the Corps, so it's easy to call him the best because you can't really compare him to the Corps. But yeah, that's just a gorgeous cover. Highly recommend that series. Chris, what is happening, my friend?
Mark, I'll hop right back on. It's got a call coming in, my man.
All right. Okay. So that was a cameo appearance of the Comic Vet. So yeah, that Alan Scott cover just really did it. There was a couple of other covers. Steve Allred did a cover for it where he had Batman floating through the Hypertime with Rip Hunter on there. And there was a 1 in 25 foil variant of that one as well. And then there was I think it was a 1 in 10. I forget the artist that did it. It's kind of like almost like cartoony kitty looking of the JSA sitting on their stoop, just kind of hanging out on the porch with all kinds of little fun comic book Easter eggs on the cover. But it was fantastic. Let's see. Let's catch up with the chat, y'all. Cool. Batman, Cap, don't mix. Got a squirrel in there. Going red. It's an Elseworld. It works. Joker and Red Skull. What are y'all talking about? Let's see. I was going through random boxes last. Oh, I was going through random box last night. I found my Superman, Silver Surfer, Elseworld crossover, and Batman, Captain America. Oh yeah, there were some really cool little one-off crossover events. Those were like mid-late 90s right there, I believe. Those were after the amalgam stuff, weren't they? Dumb question. I'm far behind. Is Lewis the mom? You're going to have to fill me in on that one, Norin. House of L Comics. Did you see the pink foil at BTC? I did, my friend, and I also ordered it. I was going to touch on that here in just a little bit. So yeah, we'll definitely touch on that. I most certainly have mine on the way. Bullets and Bracelets was good Wonder Woman Punisher. Did someone say Doomsday Clock? I did, Remy Q Studios. I know you're a fan, and if you're a fan, you might want to grab this. This is the legit continuation of events in Doomsday Clock. Not of the Doomsday Clock story, but there's a character at the very end of Doomsday Clock that's very relevant that hasn't been picked up since. There's God, I don't want to go into spoilers. In the solicitation for this book, though, it mentions Mime and Marionette. So Mime and Marionette are a part of this. There's a reason they are. God, I don't want to go into stuff. If you're a fan of Watchmen, if you enjoyed that Watchmen was brought into the DC universe, or if you're even just curious about it, you need to pick this up. You need to pick up Flashpoint Beyond issue number 6 as well. You don't need the whole story. You just need to get the kicker at the end, and you need to be picking this up if you want to keep up with what happens, the fallout, or where it goes from Doomsday Clock. Chris is driving across the border. Coming to America. That was amalgam, not crossover. Which one was amalgam? Amalgam is only when they mesh the characters. They didn't mesh Batman and Captain America. Amalgam was a specific publishing that Marvel and DC made an agreement with to put their books under while they were sharing characters, not crossover stuff. Eddie Murphy? That's the understatement of the day. If Godzilla falls on you, will it hurt?
No, because it's over just like that.
Yeah, I told Monkey to be careful because she was over here playing with King Kong. I said, don't let it fall on you. It's heavy. It'll hurt. Is that back when Green Lantern was vulnerable to wood? That's an oversimplification of it, but yes, the Golden Age of Green Lantern. Yeah, people just get hung up on the wood part. It's more than wood. It's more than wood. He wasn't like OP at all.
I was finally counting 100, but look.
What'd it do? Do you know how to fix it?
Yeah, boy.
Chip Getler sent this kid a birthday present that was here waiting on him, and it's a Justice League smartwatch.
For real? You sent the smartwatch?
Yeah, let me see. It's not like one that can do telephone calls, but it's got like games that you can video record with it. You can take pictures with it. It's got like a memory file on it, all kinds of stuff. It's pretty wild. All right, out from behind my chair, buddy. Hey. Here.
And you can't have it.
Oh, I don't want it. And
Yes, you can't say it to your friends.
that's okay. Lois of New Superman. He said, "Is Lois the mom?" Oh yeah, he's John Kent's mom. Yeah, Clark and Lois, the same Clark and Lois from pre-New 52 are the Clark and Lois that have John Kent in current universe. Yes, so the OG Superman, the post-Crisis on Infinite Earth Superman, is who has John Kent, who's still current Superman today. Yeah. Chris, what are you up to? You on break? You at work? You off work?
No, I just finished up my shift and everything. So yeah, I was. I just actually got off the phone with Chris from my LCS. Finished up my shift, and everything. So yeah, I was Just wanting to know if the storefront's going to be open tomorrow or if it's just going to be just like
Scheduled.
a curbside pickup thing. So I'm thinking it's going to end up being a curbside thing. I think he's still having a little bit of issues with his fire alarm and all that kind of notification stuff in case of emergency. And once that's cleared up, then he's going to be able to open up the storefront for Retro Rocket.
Heck yeah, dude. I'm excited for him. He's been waiting a while to get there.
Yeah. And he's now out of his temporary location. So I think this is like going on like week 2 or right into 2.5 weeks of being without a proper store that customers can actually go in and visit. So I think he's starting to feel that pinch kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
and
you know,
sure
it's
fancy too, just to be done with the whole process. That's got to be the worst when it's no longer, it's not on you. It's just things outside of your control that are hitting one after the other.
yeah, he's been dealing with this basically for about 7 or 8 months, like this transitional period from one store to his new home location, but with this temporary interim store.
Yeah, he called it a pop-up store.
Yeah, that's exactly all it is. But
That was a pretty wild concept to be thrown into unexpected limbo and have to set up a temporary store. That's just a lot of work.
Yeah, and and the square footage of the interim store was very, very small. I don't think it was more than 800 square feet when he's used to like a 3 to 4 or 5,000 square foot store. So it was pretty tight in there, and so he still had a lot of stuff that he actually couldn't even bring to the storefront to sell. So it was basically just relying on New Comic Book Day and trades and toys and that kind of thing. But when he gets the new storefront up and running and it's, we can have an official grand opening, it should be everything out on display, like wall books, slab books, the proper amount of toys, all his trades, his hardcovers.
He's just sitting on money he can't make. That's
100%, 100%.
It's got to be nice. So he should get a nice little pop for like the combination of getting to do a grand opening and getting to fill out and get all that stuff out. There's going to be tons of regular customers that when they get to see that merchandise will jump on it.
Yeah, he was really hoping to have it up and running for local comic shop book day when those books get released. I believe that's like this week, is it not? Like a lot of those special foil covers and stuff. I know he wanted to have it open by Halloween, but have like a grand opening for local comic shop day. And I think we're still, hopefully next week it's open, like for its soft opening, and then have a big grand opening hopefully before Christmas or in around Black Friday at least.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
So Housewell said he couldn't afford the pink foil, just too much for me. Do you know how many there are of them? So the pink foil is not for sale. The what he's talking about is the big time collectibles. Now they have those. They did the gold and silver foil special editions. They also did the red foil one, and then they just showed today where they have a pink foil exclusive one for Superman 75 special edition that just dropped today with extra bonus content in it from the creators. But it's not for sale. You don't go to the website and buy it. It's a thank you to their regular customers and returning customers. You build up loyalty points with your purchases from them, and they put it as an available item in their loyalty store. You have to have 1,500 loyalty points to get it. It's valued at a $200 book, and 1,500 loyalty points gets it for you. So luckily, I did have 1,500 loyalty points. I haven't used loyalty points and spent them since the day I first found Big Time Collectibles. And I'm like, hey, it was meant to be. So I snagged one up. But I'm thinking that after a while, possibly they'll go on sale if you're not able to scoop them with your loyalty points.
Right. So I believe there's 4 foils, right? One was for New York Comic Con, 2 through the store, and now this one?
Yeah, so far, so 4.
Yep.
Yeah, they had the NY. These were the ones that were through the store. The gold one here was limited to 300 and only came as a CGC 9.8. They ordered like, God, I forget now. I have all the details on video. They ordered a bunch of them, and they had them sent straight to CGC, had them graded, and once they hit 300 9.8s, CGC had to destroy the rest of the overstock and send the video proof of overstock getting destroyed. The silver ones you could buy as raw or pre-order at 9.8.
1,000 was it?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
1,000 of each because DC has a 1,000 limit, I believe, is what it was.
Yep.
And then
And
they did one that looks just like it, but it's a red foil background and black S. It's a polar opposite of the original Death of Superman one that was the New York
Yeah.
City Comic Con exclusive. But those golden foil were the 30th anniversary issue with a $10 price tag typically, and no other shop out there wanted to do an exclusive, a retailer exclusive with a $10 book, especially for Superman. Nelson said, "Hold my beer." He did it and sold them both out. The gold foil sold out in under 2 minutes. The silver foil sold out in under 10. They put the red ones up at NYCC, sold out. So they put the pink one as a loyalty exclusive for. So I'm guessing they'll just let that ride for a while. They're not just going to let them sit there till they become dead stock, I'm sure, because there can't be too many people out there. Like I can't imagine 1,000 people just sitting on 1,500 loyalty points. You know what I mean? That's a lot of purchases and a long time to build those points.
Mark, you plan on slabbing the other 3 then to match the gold one? No, I'm going to keep them raw.
Well, here's the thing: the original black poly bag with red S is a poly bag. You would have to open the book. They would cut that poly bag and grade just the book.
Right, the gray, the tombstone cover.
Yeah, this is what's inside that poly bag for those watching that don't know. And this is actually a 9.8 of the book, which is incredibly rare to find, especially for a good price. These were notoriously handled roughly because of the mass quantity and the non-comic book collectors wanting to grab them. And this is actually part of the monthly giveaway for the channel members. At the end of the month, we'll be doing a massive multi-$100 giveaway box I've been working on for months for this one. But so that black poly bag, I haven't opened one. I have a closed one. I'm going to keep it in the poly bag. So the gold foil is just be the centerpiece. That book's already F&V around $700 to $900. So all of my foils will be raw, with the exception of the gold foil one. Is how I'm going to play it. It'll just be like a centerpiece item. So
Gotcha.
This point, the only one that I'm missing is the blue one, which hasn't been up for sale yet. That they've just been teasing on posts here and there. They did a little tease post where it was sitting on a table in a background before NYCC. And then this week when they were showing an ad for the foil Jang Superman, it was like in the corner of the picture. So if you were sharp-eyed, you'd see it, but if you didn't know any better, it just looked like a little piece of like just marketing logo for Superman S. But I'm definitely pumped for it. What is going on? What is up? I hate USPS. I've had a Gemini box stuck in my apartment mailbox for over a week, and they are too stupid to take it out and not put it in a bigger box on side. You can't get it out yourself? I get stuff wedged in my mailbox in my old house. This house not so bad. The postal worker here at this location is fantastic. Yeah, hopefully when the BT box comes, they will figure it out. They'll probably just put the right box in the big one next. I'm just going to leave that there till you take it out. They're not going to take your mail out. That's too much work for them.
Mark, are you participating in the McFarlane signing this go around?
I'm not. I'm fine with my Spawn books raw. I'm pretty much sold off the entire. I'm sold off a lot. I've got a lot more to post on Pop's Attic, but I'm keeping 1 through 10 is all I'm keeping for myself for the PC at this point. But my ASM 300's already slabbed, and I'm just. I would rather just get the opportunity to meet him in person. I don't feel like he's pretty accessible still. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't count him out yet, kind of thing.
I ended up picking up a ASM 303 on the cheap up here in Canada, and it's the cover where Spider-Man's in a very cool pose in the middle of the cover, and Sandman is kind of behind him, like creating a hammer with sand, and like Spider-Man's kind of getting away. And I picked it up for dirt cheap, and it's one of those, the direct edition where Todd was doing like webbing like each comic number. So this one has 303 and spider webbing in the direct. So I ended up sending that one down. I have Spider-Man 1 signed, and I figured, okay, I'll get an ASM 1 or an ASM done, so I have both the Spider-Man titles that he touched autographed, and that'll be it for me. I don't know if I would ever send in a Spawn one in particular, but I wouldn't be like outside of picking one up or trading for one that's signed. But to me, if I'm going to spend that kind of money, I'm getting a Spider-Man book done. But this would be it for me. Like other than outside meeting them and putting something in front of them, this is it.
So even like with the chance to meet him or sending stuff in, you know my style. Like I'm going to take something obscure. You know what I mean? Like it's like I'm not necessarily like it definitely makes sense to take something that you own that's valuable and try to increase the value of it. That makes perfect sense. But for me, like I would take like All-Star Squadron, the issue with the origin of Dr. Fate, which is his actual first work ever at DC. It didn't hit publication first, but when he came in the doors at DC and sat down to work, that's the first book he did. Which if you ask him, because the creators don't like when you're an artist more than a writer, you're working. You're not working on the distribution end. So if you ask him, that's the first thing he ever did. But if you check out elsewhere, it's going to tell you Infinity Inc. was his first published work. Well, yeah, it's the first published, but it's not the first thing he did for DC. You know, so I would probably take that, you know, just because I think that would be cool because it's kind of like Todd will tell you that's his first work. And it'd be cool to have him sign that. Like, I'm also that idiot that'll take amalgam books to get signed by people because I think it's funny. And I loved amalgam growing up.
Yeah. Well, if he's signing for free, why not?
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, and I'll be like, if I was going to bring a Spawn book to him myself in person, I'm bringing just a blank black cover Spawn, the one that came out earlier this year, like the sketch variant that's just totally black, and have him just do an autograph just to fill up the entire blank
just do
cover.
the whole thing. Draw me a big autograph.
Yeah, just give me that great big friggin' autograph that we all know he can do.
Autograph. Yeah, don't even sign my book. Draw an autograph.
Yeah, just because that's what he does.
Burning. He's been getting blanks like us. He's working on one now where Jeremy Renner signed the bottom of a blank, and now he's burning the Hawkeye stuff around the signature. He worked on a Stan Lee book that was signed by Stan Lee, and he had the opportunity to work on it after his passing. But people I never realized it's like, why would somebody get a blank signed? Then it dawned on me. You get it signed when you can, and then you get the artwork done later for it. But that's like, I think that's a fantastic idea now. And Austin LeMay would be a great person if you get something signed and let Austin LeMay do a cover on it. Or knowing what I know now that I did not know 3 weeks ago, get something signed and send it to your dumb ass and get you to draw on it because you've been hiding that talent from everybody until C3.
I got other slab stuff. We'll see one day. I'll expose it all.
Yeah. I would be the guy to take the G.I. Joe issue Todd did. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're a G.I. Joe fan, that's the perfect book to take then. That's the way you do it. And these creators, man, they love seeing that obscure stuff. That I showed the John Romita Jr. clip earlier because I had to walk off and grab a book. And when I set the book down in front of him, he goes, wow, that's a blast from the past. I took an amalgam book that he pretty much forgotten that he did until I walked in and showed him one. Because they always get the same books over and over. People are like, oh, I'm going to meet him. Let me try to find this iconic book.
So the on the flip side of that, although to try and get a conversation, like I've spent a lot of time on the other side of the table with Ken Lashley, helping him with signings at Fan Expo and stuff before I really got hardcore back into collecting the way that I have now. But whenever someone would put a Black Panther book down in front of Ken Lashley, he would stop and talk about that this was the first book that he could identify with, you know, growing up as a kid and reading it. He always says his first love is the mutants, but Black Panther holds an incredibly special place in his heart. So whenever he had the chance or near the chance to draw Black Panther, he would often push, like, let me do it, let me do it, let me do it. So that's why if anyone wants to have a quick or a little bit of a longer interaction with star artist Ken Lashley, make sure one of your books is a Black Panther. Yeah.
I'm going to hit these last two books I picked up for this week. It's going to take a while, so we'll definitely chat as we go. Second to last book is the 30th anniversary special for Superman issue 75. This is just a reprinting of Superman 75 with a special header on it, but it comes with special new forwards in it, I believe, from the original creative team, Life After the Death of Superman. So you get some insight of what was going on with the creative team post Death of Superman. You get Carlin in here, Dan Jurgens is in here,
Louise Simonson.
Yeah, Louis Simonson right there. So you get a lot of dialogue from those original creators, which is fantastic, man. I mean,
just remember she was the brainchild, the genesis of the whole idea of killing him off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
was Louise Simon's. Yeah.
What a psycho, right? So
Yeah.
all the books this week that are touched by the 30th anniversary do have this gorgeous back to them. I absolutely love what they did with that logo. And dude, so you're looking at black back covers. So if you're persnickety like about grades and stuff, be sure to check those back covers because you want to double check them for those spine damages. So I
Yep.
was lucky enough. Like I was up and up on this event early on. So I made sure that I was like, the different shops do ratios differently, but mine's like a first come, first serve for pre-orders even, you know what I mean? So I was able to get at the front end of this. So I did get that Dan Jurgens 1 in 25 foil. Keep a little light on it. That is just such a powerful image. The second to last page before that gatefold drop at the end.
Where she's holding him? Yeah.
Yeah. So at the very end, the very last page of the Death of Superman, it's like a gatefold on the back cover, and you have her holding him, and then you boom, the infamous drop. So I was so happy to have gotten that one. And it was very affordable. What is going on? No, we did not. The 30th anniversary stuff. This is all 30th anniversary, and that's what's right here. He had a ton of great Marvel Tales covers. I'd have Todd McFarlane sign a Superman book because Todd's favorite superhero is Superman. Spoilers. The first appearance of Bishop is an important book to me, and I had a horrible interaction with Portasio, the artist, because it is a book he sees all the time and expects the person to want to sell.
Will's Portasio, yeah.
No, when they get him signed, yeah. I'm sure a vast number of people getting keys signed by the creators are looking to sell them. That's why you see a lot of these creators are like, I'm signing for $10 unless you bring this book. That book's $40. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was this past August. I got I forget the writer's name. The young lady that's doing Grimm right now. Stephanie. Her last name is. That's it. Stephanie Phillips. Thank you. She would sign whatever books, $5, whatever. But if you wanted Grimm 1 done, that was $20.
Yeah,
like
makes sense.
I get it.
You're making your book more valuable than what the signature is. So, all right, now we've arrived, Chris. We've arrived on the big book for the week. Again, my hot pick that I went into the week with was the New Golden Age, and having read The Death of Superman annual, having read something else. It's I think I chose wisely for me. Like read wise, I'm through the roof excited about what's coming and what it's set up and what it's pulling from with Doomsday Clock. But The Death of Superman 30th Anniversary Special from the massive original creative team that worked on all 4 Superman books during the time of this event. There's the Dan Jurgens cover. Now this cover, let me see if I get it to work. It tells the entire story of the 4-issue event from Doomsday coming out, battling the Justice League, duking it out with Superman, to the inevitable death on the bottom there. What a fantastic story. And you have John Kent there in the middle because one of the primary stories in this is John Kent finally stopping and asking his parents for the details of what's going on with the death of his father. So it's cool how they handle it. You get 4 individual stories in it, one of which takes up the majority of it, then 3 supporting stories from supporting characters of the time era, like Cadmus Labs, his parents, John Henry Irons. This was super good, and I don't want to spoil it, but the format for the main story will make any Superman fan lose their mind. I'm reading this thing, and I get to a certain point, and I'm like, wait a minute, are they doing this? And I flipped back, and I looked at the page, and I'm like, oh my God, they're doing it. They're doing it again. And if you read The Death of Superman, you'll remember how those 4 books were formatted as that story went, and they pull the biggest fan service with the formatting of this story in this ever. It was so fun. It was so much fun. It's just seething with hope. The Doombreaker story was legit. It was super legit. It was awesome. That's the story that I'm referring to. That's like the main body of the book, and the way that the story is formatted. It was cool. Kyle said, "What is up, Comic Vet?" Before I could get him to write the note I always get written, he signed it quickly and tossed it back to me. Wow. I'm kind of curious what note you always get written now. Ron Rudak, G.I. Joe legend who created the Cobra logo, did not charge at Joe Fest last year. Started charging 10 per sig this year. Yeah, well, he should know his worth. And at Joe Fest, of all places, he should definitely be getting paid. Yes, very nice cover. I love my Doomsday figures. One containment suit, one holding piece suit escape. Yeah, those things were awesome. You shared me those images. So I did get multiple copies of this. This book is a $10 book, and I went crazy on it. So I did get the Funeral for a Friend homage right there. I forget who the artist on this one is, but that's
I can't tell because I'm looking at it through my phone. It's not Perez before he passed, is it?
no, it's
Okay.
Man, something and Anderson. It looks like there's 3 different people signed the front cover here. Main cover, Dan variant covers by Jim Lee, Alex Sinclair, Dan Moore, Ivan Reese, Danny Beakey, and Brad Anderson's one of them. So this is the Brad Anderson cover because I can see where it says Anderson. But yeah, it's pretty dope. It's instead of his casket being there, you have Lois holding the shredded cape. The cast of DC Comics Universe at the time behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Super sweet cover, black background, no wraparound on that. And then next up,
Mark, just to put this in perspective, this was before Harley Quinn was even thought of.
the Death of Superman stuff.
Yeah, just to think, because she's now a figurehead and a foundational piece to DC, as a company moving forward.
Yeah.
And this, she wasn't even thought of at this point.
Yeah, she's not even. Yeah, she's definitely not even on this cover. That was a good point. It made me stop to look. And everyone is wearing the black armband on here.
Okay. Now, can you find Lobo in there?
There's Dark Side right there, so it's easier to see his armband because he's a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
but,
I'm curious if Lobo would be involved in that or not.
Yeah, the main man is right under my finger.
Is he all right?
Yep, right there. He's looking like Justice League International days too. That's wild. JSA, the JLA. You got some villains in the back. Solomon Grundy's even on there. It's wild. Legion of Superheroes are on there. Metamorphos on there. Great cast. All right, this one, you'll appreciate this one, Chris. This is the Jim Lee cover featuring Doomsday and Superman. And what does that look like? It's that ASM 316 homage.
Yeah, that's totally an ASM 3. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well done. Well done. Yeah. I like that. I like that DC is giving some quiet respect that way. That's probably the 4th cover this year where it's a little bit of an homage.
Dude, more than that. Since Deceased Volume
Wolf for the Undead Gods,
they've been rocking a lot out. They've been doing those Dan Moore X-Men 1 connecting cover variants for it even.
Right. I remember Batman was the Batman with the homage to Spider-Man 1 was the first one earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they've been doing some really cool homages. Solid. I like that they did that. Because, Marvel's homage DC, there's a Spider-Man book with him with the NYCC cop car. And this is
Todd McFarlane did that cover.
There's a way, I like it when the companies show each other mutual respect.
Yeah.
I was talking with the guy who owns and puts on the big AugustaCon every year today. And he was talking about the mini red carpet premiere, the mini-con and red carpet premiere for Black Panther that they have me set up at this year. And I was asking if there's a dress code since it's the hospital executives and bigwigs that are featured guests and helping fund this because they're doing a charity cancer fundraising event in tandem with it. Mm-hmm. So I asked if there was some kind of dress code, and he's like, nah. He said he was going to go try to buy a Black Panther shirt from Walmart today. I said, I plan on wearing this one. And he's like, dude, that's actually a good idea because so many people are I like Marvel, so I have to hate on DC, or I like DC. What is it? Let me see. Look up. Oh, it was just your hair was in your eye, baby. There you go.
No, it's my throat.
Okay, well, I got it out. You're welcome.
No, it's my throat.
Was it? Is it all gone now?
Mm-mm.
All better?
No.
What about now?
Nothing.
What about now?
No.
Still there?
Mm-hmm.
What about now?
Nothing.
What about now? Not yet. Now?
No.
Let me look in there. What about now? She laughed at that one. But I pointed I was just jokingly saying I was going to wear my JSA shirt or something, and he was like, "That's a good idea to just kind of show like the kind of unity in the fandoms." Here's your popsicle. I'm like, that's not a bad idea because too many people think they can only like one or the other. And I was saying earlier, I'm excited for Namor. That's how Namor. Next cover, Chris, because there's definitely more. Are you not excited for Namor?
Almost as much as Maestro.
No, I'm not mispronouncing that. Like legit. You know that, right? You've seen that. They've officially changed his name. It's not Namor.
For real?
100%.
Like in the cartoons appearances, he's always been Namor.
No, he is Namor. In the comics and the cartoons and everything in history that's ever existed, his name is Namor. They have legitimately changed his name from the production level of the movie to Namor.
Oh.
And they're trying to, all right, just to go out on a little limb here, they're trying to show it's for some kind of ethnic inclusivity for the Mayan heritage and this and that. But what really it is, they're hiding behind inclusivity, the actual legal ramifications of doing comic book accurate Namor when they don't have sole rights to the character. They would have to pay out. If they change his background, if they change his look and they change his name, they don't have to pay Bill Everett. They don't have to give any money to Universal. Disney's being stingy, and they're doing it by hiding behind inclusivity.
Well, maybe they've learned their lesson because of Doctor Strange.
Yeah, or maybe there's being cheap. I agree they learned their lesson on how to save money and screw the creators, but that's a story for another day.
Both sides do it.
100% agree. It's
All
wrong whenever any of them do it. Yeah.
Time to introduce the Image universe.
Yeah, McFarlane, get on your job. But next cover, this was gorgeous.
That's the best
cover appearance of Doomslayer.
That's the best.
Doombreaker. So I'm calling this the first cover appearance. It's not the only one he's featured on, but if you go by the order of the covers, A cover, B cover, C cover, this would be the technical first appearance of Doombreaker. Wicked character.
Glorious.
They did something really cool with him in the book, and it's definitely a way that they can definitely stick around. They can leave him here. They can do whatever they want kind of thing. But this was wicked fierce. Wicked fierce.
Yeah, it really has. It really plays into Superman versus the Behemoth type of aspect here. That is glorious. Is that the B cover you said?
This is no, it's not the B cover. I don't know what number or what letter it is.
Okay.
And looking at the back of them, it gets like this is the C cover, but it gets weird because instead of this saying like the barcode, I'm assuming this is the D cover, and they just messed up on the little bit on here. The barcode suggests that this is issue number 1, B cover, 4th print. So I think it's a hiccup on the barcode. So yeah, the barcode says 0124. So it says issue 1, B cover, 4th print. So I'm assuming it was just meant to be the 4th cover. They just hiccuped on that.
Awesome.
You ready to get into the good ones now?
That was the best one.
The Jim Lee one? You think so?
No. The Behemoth cover one there.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I did manage to get another regular cover, and this is the standard die cut. So I love me some die cuts. It's a callback to what happened after the death of Superman. We had the iconic storyline Reign of Superman, where all 4 titles all had a die cut cover with different colors attached to them, introducing the characters that were coming in to fill the void of Superman missing.
Yeah.
Oh, they gotta be in orange.
I can specifically remember the green one.
So the green one was
that was Superboy, I believe.
No, the green one was the Eradicator. So Superboy was brown, and it's actually the back of his jacket. John Henry Irons, Eradicator.
There it is.
And Henshaw, the cyborg Superman, which as a child, I legitimately thought that was Superman. Me and my brother had many of arguments. What is it? You got a sticker on the chair? You're silly. But I legitimately thought Superman got beaten to pieces and they had to put him back together like a robot. Child's mind. Marketing worked like a charm. But again, playing into how smart they were doing with this, they came out with this new die cut cover. And as you see, the S looks a little weird. It looks a little funky. Matina goodness.
Ooh.
Doombreaker just ravaging the cape. And
why do they always have to be pulling on Superman's cape? I don't know.
It's not on him no more. It's just on his fist. That's actually part of the story too.
Yeah. All right, Mark, this has been fun, but I got to get going, my man.
All right, well, I got 2 more covers. I'll sit here and show off. I appreciate you hopping on. No,
thanks for having me, man. Everyone, happy new comic book day. See you later.
Early reviews are giving it a 10 out of 10. I'm assuming you're talking about Black Panther. Early reviews always paid critics, and they always kneel before Marvel. In all fairness, yeah, early reviews give everything high praise. The social media reviews, not like the full-on critic reviews, but yeah, early media reviews are literally paid reviewers, not from necessarily the company, but sometimes they are, and they're all trying to catch that next invite and opportunity. For comparison, the early reviews from the same paid reviewers gave Black Adam ridiculously great reviews and high reviews across the board, and then the full critic embargo lifted, and then you saw where the critic score was terribly low, but the audience retention was ridiculously high. Thought they called him Cuckoo Khan. Yeah, that's what his friends call him. His enemies call him Namor. What is going on, Shop for Comics? But they are keeping him as powerful as he is in the comics. He's strong as Thor and strong as Hulk near water. So yeah, the producer of the show came out and said he's as strong as Hulk and Thor in the MCU, which at that point he shouldn't need an army nor waste the lives of his friends. Yes, cover F is the best. I don't know which one's which letter wise. I'm assuming that die cut is cover foil or cover F maybe. I don't know. There's so many of them to keep up with. I'll probably go back and check out the actual list of them and write it on the back of the backer boards. Superman versus Boni Goro. Yeah, that's a good comparison. That's cover F. Okay, this one or this one. I guess it's I guess you're talking about the one with the Superman on the cover with Doombreaker. Fire. Open the first page of that. Yeah, it is amazing. And I loved Eradicator. Got his pop coming soon. Eradicator's a cool design. He really is, especially in the modern stuff where doesn't look like a human. He just looks like the energy from the Fortress of Solitude. I thought the Cyborg was Superman too for the same reason, like Murphy from RoboCop. Exactly. All right, let's get into some of the cooler ones that I think. So first off, that Matina die cut cover, it came in a 1 in 25 foiled out of its mind copy here, and I most definitely picked that up. So that's what's inside the die cut there, and my God, that just in person, I know it's hard to tell when you're looking on a screen, but in person, this looks even so much more better. Wicked. The detail on Doombreaker's face with the rows of teeth just protruding out, absolutely insane. Everything looks better in foil, especially when you have like a digital artist like Matina. It just really helps highlight his stuff so well. So nailed that 1 in 25. Boom. Super good one. Wow, I've been missing a lot of comics. I understand that reference, Chris. Take care, Captain Canadia. I hope DC goes bankrupt for hitting us with all these freaking gimmicks again. I thought they had learned their lesson in the 90s. Oh, no, sir. No, sir, they have not. Thank God that they haven't. Movies are made for general public, not comic book lovers. Debatable. I think comic book movies are made for comic book lovers, kind of like, I don't know, sports movies are made for sports fans. I ignore reviews and make my own opinion. That's a good idea, Chip. I actually ignore reviews and my own opinion, and I just agree with the White Shadow. It sucks. Goro is F. Okay. Gimmicks are good and pure, the enemy of comics and accountants, not gimmicks. Die cut cover is fire cover. Yeah, it was. It was super wicked. His army turns against him in comics. Atuma's general becomes his greatest adversary. And that was my predictions going to the movie when I saw that Atuma was in it. I'm like, dude, there's no way that they're going to make Namor be the main villain for this movie. They're going to have to turn at some point, you know, like, oh, misunderstanding here thing, or Atuma's going to pull like the old, like, try to usurp him, and Wakanda and Namor are going to have to band together. No, you did not miss the giveaway yet, John. Not yet. I got one more book to go through, and then we're going to look at this poly bag, and then we'll do the giveaway right after that. I appreciate you coming in here. I haven't seen Modern Energy Eradicator. He looks just like the other one, but instead of flesh, he has black and blue color tone to him. Check it out. It's from the Rebirth era. Fire, claim, give you double cover price for that. No, these were actually really expensive for ratios. Now, and that is, like, my shop is really cool with, they don't, he has a formula he uses for ratios. He doesn't like price check them on eBay or anything. Like, if it's a 1 in 25, he sells it for half of 25. It's 1 in 50, half of 50. But these didn't have a standard cover price, so they were a little bit more. So I got them for way, way, way under what they sell for online. I mean, way under, especially the next one. That's a 1 in 50 variant for this. Yeah, foil is fire. That giveaway has not taken place. No, it has not. Can't wait for the Matino 1 in 25 to come. Looks amazing. It is. It is. I can't wait for you to get it in person, because me showing it is one thing, but you actually getting to hold it and see how that thing shines, it's crazy. After hitting the LCS for your DC books today, don't forget to go vote right after. Dude, I appreciate that. It is voting day today. That is right. Have you got your foil CBR yet? Action Comics 1. My foil cover for Action Comics 1. So I did. I got this Action Comics 1 that I showed in a video. I unboxed it, and the back corner is dinged. So I got a replacement that's in pristine condition. So I even wrote on the back, crease back right corner. To be honest with you, the crease looks a lot better since I put it in a box with some books. You know, like books kind of lean against each other, and you get that slow press on them. But I think a lot of it would press out. It still wouldn't be a 9.8. It would probably hit an easy 9.6, 9.4 on a bad day. But I still wanted at least to have a contender for a 9.8 for it. I got it. Where's my giveaway? Boo this man. I hope you have to leave before the giveaway flow. That's what you get. There's a giveaway? That's cool. How do you enter? I'm going to throw up a hashtag here in a little bit for it. I'll show you. I'll put the giveaway book somewhere. Oh, it's right there. We'll just do the hashtag generator for one. Mark, if we collab together, we can talk about Superman. Just an idea. Absolutely. He's a good character to talk about. So the next book is the 1 in 50 ratio variant for the Death of Superman. And y'all saw that Jim Lee cover. That was like an homage to ASM 316. They did that Joker in black and white. You get the gorgeous, gorgeous Jim Lee work. I mean, furious looking Doomsday there. I kind of want to say that that's Doombreaker, but as you see from those other photos that Doombreaker has 4 arms, I don't know if it's supposed to be him or not. He doesn't start with 4 arms. And this Joker just looks wild. He looks a little bit wilder than you typically see Doomsday. So I don't know. So one or the other. It could just be a tribute to the Death of Superman, or it could be Doombreaker. Either way, I kind of want to think it's Doombreaker just because of how grotesque this one looks. Doombreaker is definitely more gnarly than Doomsday was with the design and how excessive, like the spikes and the features get and everything. You know, it was wicked. Alan is in the building. Now we can start the show. What is going on, brother? Hashtag giveaway trolls. Photocopy that cover, please. I want to color it. I'll do that at work. I got you, my friend. All right, next up, the last ones that I picked up. You know, here we go. The poly bags. You know, these were not the most expensive ones on the shelf. Not at all. But these are the coolest. Absolutely the coolest. You know, back when Superman, when the whole event originally happened, you got the black poly bag edition, and they give us one now. So if you see this little crease here, that's actually where the book ends, and they put a tall backing board inside of these just so the poly bag can stand up full and proper. Because the old poly bags, if you put them in a bag and board, they have to fold over. So it's cool that they did that for presentation purposes, and it tells you what's inside of it. It's Death of Superman, 30th Anniversary Special Edition number 1, with 80 pages of content. There are no ads in this book. And then black anniversary armband. So I did a whole video on what's in the poly bag for the original Death of Superman. And I have an open one and a sealed one. And I went through the open one and looked at the poster, the armband, all of that good stuff. And we're going to go through this one on live stream because I want to show y'all the cover. So I just slide it open right there, gave it a nice little cut. And like I said, you got an extra tall backing board in here. Wow, that's super. Yeah, yes. The armband isn't just the S, it's the S with the 30th anniversary logo on it. Yes. Dude, that is amazing. That is super cool. How was this one not more? I think this one might have been a little bit more. Wow. So I showed y'all what was in the original black poly bag. Here's lies Earth's Greatest Hero. That's what's in the original one. And here's the new one. Boom. Boom. You have a bronze memorial in memory of the multiverse's greatest hero. Here lies Earth's greatest hero in memory of the multiverse's greatest hero. Dude, that is awesome. What a perfect companion piece to the original one. And then the back, you guys ready? You have the logo in gold instead of in red. DC in gold, the gold border, and the full Dan Jurgens wraparound cover. Wow. 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 That is awesome. It's so simple, but sometimes less is really more. And to get that on the back too is just exceptional. Wow, wow, wow. Holy potatoes. Super glad I bought two. Definitely worth opening. Wow. Wow. Whew, that is super dope. Yeah, that might be my favorite one, despite all. Like, there's no work went into this, just typing on a computer. I could have made this, but still, it just looks so good. Man. Yeah, that's super dope. Super dope. I appreciate everybody rocking and hanging out for this long. We're just over an hour. I normally don't go this long. There's a lot to go through today, just way more than I normally pick up on a Tuesday. Super happy to be able to actually get to celebrate a character like Superman in such a big way. It doesn't happen so often, but it seems like the new bigwigs over at DC definitely feel that Superman should hold more of an important slot for their brand than the previous guard. So hopefully we keep seeing more and more for the big Boy Scout. I mean, he should be more of a foundational character for their brand. He should be treated in a way that he draws in more revenue and more fans. And I mean, it's just too big of a character to just let sit and just waste away. So everybody put in the comment section. I'm going to throw it in here. I'm going to get this hashtag running while I pull everything else up. So today I'm giving away a copy of Superman, Son of Kal-El, issue number 17. This is the John Jang variant for it. Hashtag Jangang. You put that in the comment section, and I'll start being able to pull all the comments. As long as you get the hashtag and you spell it right, it'll pick you up, and we'll spin the little randomizer to see who's going to get this gorgeous John Jang book. Golly, this is just, phew, love it. All right, let me go over here real quick and start pulling up the giveaway tool. StreamYard giveaway. Let's do that. So I hope everybody out there is having a good day. I hope you hit your LCSs up, and definitely be sure to support them. If you get the opportunity to do that before ordering online, definitely do so. They can definitely use the support. Yang. And I hope everybody goes out there and picks up the Superman anniversary issue. Dude, don't sleep on that new Golden Age book. I am telling y'all, that's going to be fun. If you like really large stories, pulling from all kinds of stuff and comic book history and everything, it's definitely going to be a must read. The Justice Society is back. Holy potato, I love this thing. So yeah, that's pulling in the comments now. Make sure everybody get your name in the hat. Let's see, we are up to 24 entries. That's got to be close to the number of people watching, right? Let's see. Got 30 watching, so there's still time. There might be a couple of people that aren't live in watching real time. There might be a couple of minutes behind or a few seconds behind. Let me pull that up. I'm with you, TM. I missed out on the Alan Scott cover, but I got the Golden Age book. Awesome, dude. You're going to love it, John. You are definitely going to love it. Jeff Johns does not miss, especially if he's working on any characters that involve the JSA, like Stargirl, like characters that are personally super close to him. He puts his all into it, man. He really does. Team's having a great day. That's awesome. So let's see. We are up to 24 entries, and just as a full-on heads up, if you're continental, it's free shipping. If you're international, you have to hit me up on IG and work out the shipping. Like $25+ to ship one book is a little bit crazy to do on a regular basis. If you are a channel member, though, it doesn't matter where you are located on this planet. Shipping is included in the giveaway because you're literally a paid member of the channel. I consider that you've already paid your shipping. Not trying to get rich on YouTube. We're trying to have fun. All right, so let's go ahead and spin this thing. Let's see who's going to win it. Today is Superman Son of Kal-El 17 John Jang. Variant goes to Jerry Lee. Yes, my LCS brother. What about that? How about that? Fantastic. He was talking to me today saying, I never win. He wasn't complaining. He was just saying that he never wins. Maybe one day he will win something. Alan, hit that thumbs down button because you lost, sucker. Really wanted to win that. I know. Huge congrats to Jerry Lee. First win on the channel. And Alan and myself, I do want to mention this. Alan and myself and Alan, we will be co-hosting a live stream event from the red carpet premiere of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I don't know if Black Panther is in the title at all, to be honest with you guys. I don't. Where is it? Panther Forever, that right there. Yeah, I don't know if the proper title is Black Panther Wakanda Forever or just Wakanda Forever. But here in Augusta, they're going to be hosting a red carpet premiere and a mini-con before the film. And me and Mr. Alan Rue are going to be hosting it together. They reached out and talked to us and everything. And we're like, sure, we'll go check it out. We'll go set up and see if we can't do anything about it or with it or for it. And this will be our first time setting up and streaming from outside of our homes and our setup. I'm really excited about it. I don't know what we're going to do or how it's going to play out. All I can promise you is that we're going to wing it. So we'll see how it goes. DC gimmick the wheel. Beckman, do not spread those lies. What are the lies? I got to find the lies. It's an Augusta hustle. Hell yeah. Congratulations, my friend. Definitely excited for you. And I will get that to you next Tuesday because he is Augusta. No Augusta hustle. I'm in town. I've never won. I've been a member for a while. Yeah, Heavy's been a member since day one, like in the first week or two. So, yeah, I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out. Thank y'all so much. If you haven't already, definitely hit that thumbs up. I think it's supposed to help the channel some way, somehow. Not sure how. Consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're not a channel member, I hope you would consider doing that as well. We have a lot of fun. I do a lot of kickbacks, and thank you. You get the loyalty badges next to your name. Access to those custom emojis that are just for the channel members. And you also get included. If you join the Legion tier, you also get included in that monthly giveaway sponsored by Big Time Collectibles, which the one for this coming month, like I showed you, includes one of these as well, which that's one of the smaller things in there. We have the Death of Superman trade paperbacks going in there. You have an Action Comics 1 facsimile, Superman 1 facsimile, the George Perez homage to it. The first appearance of Doomsday is going in there. The Superman white polybags going in there. The Big Time, you got some McGinnis foil goodness because Comic Journeys loves foil. We have the Big Time Collectibles World's Finest #1 Miko homage to this book that Jim Lee did. And those are just the books that I've added in there. There'll also be some 30th anniversary Superman stuff included in this month's Legion Loot giveaway. And on top of that, we have the books that Big Time Collectibles sends as a sponsor. Ask him very nicely to be nice. Say please and thank you. All right, well, I'll come talk to you. You want me to come rough him up? Okay, let's do that. And also the legal burning stuff, Big Time Collectibles. And there's a surprise slab being donated from Remy Q Studios. So this is about to be one of the way bigger giveaways that I've done. I've done a couple that hit like $400, like with the Heroes Initiative stuff I threw in there. But anyways, huge month. Great month to be a channel member. Definitely consider joining. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.